I got digital dash, can't ride with a I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, I rap the old block and I drop off the top. And I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say.
Leave a like on this video within the next 5 seconds for 2K to finally fix their servers. I would not risk it. If you guys are looking to get your builds and badges grinded for NBA 2K22, make sure to hit up Star Grinders on Twitter or Instagram to get your badges and builds grinded fast, easy, and legit. The links to his stuff will be in the description.
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Fitz, back with yet another video. Today I'm coming to you guys with the best badge setup for any build, any amount of badge upgrades, and any category. Now, with this being said, this is just pretty much going to be me going over the best badge setup for every category. But with that being said, in these build videos, I will now be putting badge setups in those videos. So if you guys are trying to figure out the best badge setup for specifically certain builds, I will be doing that from now on in these videos. But yeah, today I will be going over the best badge setup for bigs and guards for every category, from finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive rebounding. So yeah, man, if you guys want more videos like this, all you gotta do is smash, break, and destroy the like button, turn on that post notification, but especially hit that sub button. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's hop straight into it. Alright, so we're on current gen with it because if you go on next gen, you got to do all that stuff to get attributes, and I was going to keep going in and out. On current gen, you pretty much get all the options of your badges off the rip, and pretty much be able to get them to Hall of Fame if you break it a certain pie chart. So what I did was, for each category, make sure I got 30 potential badge upgrades, and we're just gonna go over it like that. So yeah, first things first, we're gonna go over the best finishing badge setup for guards. So let's hop straight into it. So first badge, the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be doing this in order what badges I think are the most important for your badge setup. So yeah, first things first is going to be posterizer. Easily, posterizer improves the likelihood of posterizing your opponent. It's pretty much gonna help you get more contact dunks. Whereas on current gen, you don't have the meter, but it's still gonna be extremely important, and it's gonna make it just that much easier. And next gen, you 100% want to have posterizer as much as possible, because that just makes it that much easier to time the meter, that much easier for it to be able to be finished and to make the dunk. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is for that. Then when it comes to the next badge, now this next badge is probably the most underrated badge, but the most needed badge besides posterizer, and that's going to be unstrippable. Protects the ball while trying to do a layup or dunk. This is pretty much like the unpluckable for layup or dunks. Pretty much whenever you're going for attacking the basket, performing a layup or dunk, the chances of being stripped are reduced, especially with that new badge, ball stripper. So yeah, unstrippable is just a very, very important badge, especially on next gen. So yeah, I can see some people saying on current gen it's not nearly as necessary, but me personally, I would honestly want to have unstrippable. Next is going to be slithery finisher, and y'all know how much I love slithery finisher. Slithery finisher improves a player's ability to avoid contact when attacking the rim. Now, some of these badges are new. Some of these badges are badges that we already had, but with a new name, and some of these badges are pretty much the exact same. Slithery Finisher has been the exact same badge since 2K20. They patched a lot of badges, going from 2K20 to 2K21, but this badge has stayed the same from current gen 2K21 to next gen 2K21 all the way to here. So yeah, Slithery Finisher is going to be a badge that gets you the best animation possible for every single situation, and in an animation-based game like 2K, it's just that much more overpowered. So yeah, Slithery Finisher is very good. Only thing I would say on next gen, when you gotta time your contact dunks and it'll take you out of that, it kind of gets a little iffy. But yeah, Slithery Finisher definitely still the third most important badge to have in your badge setup. Then when it comes to this fourth badge, what I am going with right now, I've been going with Limitless Takeoff. This is going to be pretty much favors dunks and layups from a farther takeoff range. So pretty much you'll be able to activate dunks from further out from the goal. So pretty much you'll be able to, you know how sometimes you accidentally do a pull-up or you accidentally do like a layup animation from far, you'll now be able to get more dunking animations from further away from the goal. So yeah, limitless takeoff is actually a good badge to have. It's just not the most important badge, but yeah, for the grand scheme of things, if you're a person that like getting contact dunks, limitless takeoff is gonna be a badge that you just really want to have. It's just that simple. Alright, next is going to be Lob City Finisher. Lob City Finisher improves the chances of completing a successful alley-oop. I'm gonna be honest with you, on current gen, Lob City Finisher is a lot more overpowered than it is on next gen, but on next gen you kind of need it more, because on next gen you have to time the alley-oops, but on current gen, oops are still just as overpowered as they always been, where you don't really have to time it, don't really take that much skill, you just gotta have the IQ to know when to pass it and stuff like that. So yeah, Lob City Finisher, I can see people saying this should be higher on the bigs. It would be higher, but yeah, for now I got it at the Lob City Finisher. Got that as the 5th most important badge. Next is going to be Giant Slayer. Giant Slayer heightens the effectiveness of layups over taller defenders, but the main reason why we putting this joint on is because of the full description. Boost the shot percentage for a layup attempt when mismatched against a taller defender and reduces the possibility of getting blocked. So pretty much what this is going to be saying, you're going to make way more layups when you got mixed match. So pretty much it's going to be reducing the shot contest depending on if somebody's just taller than you. Then when it comes to getting blocked, it reduces the possibility of getting blocked. So for this game where the block rating is so good, especially on next gen, I feel like Giant Slayer is just so needed. I feel like Giant Slayer is just a really good badge, but at the same time, I just don't see how I could put this over any of the other 5 badges that I've put. Now maybe Limitless Takeover, Limitless Takeoff and Lob City Finisher, but you know what I'm saying, Giant Slayer, it's a badge that's going to be canceling out that overpowered representative badge. When we go over the defensive, I will be showing you guys a lot on that. If you have seen my badge video, honestly, you know what I'm saying, representative probably is the most important badge to get canceled out right now. But yeah, Giant Slayer is, in my opinion, the 6th most important badge for the badge setup for guards on the finishing. Then when it comes to the next badge, this is where it gets interesting. Now this is where it gets interesting because if you're 6'7" and up, I would say mouse in the house, because this is going to be pretty much giving you a boost on layups if the opponent is just smaller. So you're going to be able to just not get contested nearly as much. But it depends on what you're really doing. You don't really need that necessarily. So for now, what I would do is, to be honest, is go with Fearless Finisher. Fearless Finisher is just that important badge that's pretty much not the most important badge. I feel like those other 6 are just far more important because we don't really want to do layups, but it does improve the ability to convert contact layups. But I'm pretty sure what this does, it also does get you into more layup animations. So yeah, you got to keep that in mind. But yeah, so yeah, Fearless Finisher is the 7th most important badge for all these badge setups. I'm only going to do the 7 badges that I can get Hall of Fame, and then we're going to move on to the next. So yeah, that's going to be what I think are the most important badges for a guard badge setup. So when it comes to the big man, I had to go and make a whole nother build for this, just so y'all boys can be able to get the best finishing badge setup, because there just was a badge that you just didn't have. So when it comes to the big man, he's gonna start off the same way. Posterizer, first badge, is gonna help you get more contact dunks. It's just very important to be able to get as many contact dunks as possible, whether you're on current gen or next, for standard dunks or just the regular driving dunks, contact dunks. It's just gonna make it that much easier. It's gonna make you dunk more, all that type of stuff. Posterizer, in my opinion, the most important badge for any badge setup for finishing. Second badge, again, this might even be more important for big man, because you know what I'm saying, you have a less ball handle, and I feel like it's gonna be more likely for somebody to spam X on a big man, especially if you're going against a guard. Maybe you're trying to use mouse and house on them. They're gonna try to rip you with ball stripper. Unstrippable is gonna be very important to have on. Next would be Lob City Finisher. This is going to help you pretty much catch more lobs, finish more lobs, get fast animations, all different types of stuff to make lobs that much more overpowered. On current gen, lobs are already easy, but especially on next gen when you have to actually time it, it's going to help you have a bigger meter and stuff like that. Just like having a shooting badge for like shooting. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. Posterizer and Lob City Finisher is going to make catching lobs and getting contact dunks that much easier. The next badge, Rise Up. This is a badge that's going to be pretty much making it you get more standing dunks at a way higher percentage. And yeah, Rise Up, in my opinion, is arguably the definition of a big man badge. I don't really see a lot of guards have actually putting this on. I don't even think guards even have the option to put it on all the time on current gen, because I was on a small for it and I didn't even have the option. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, Rise Up, 100% the fourth most important badge when it comes to big man. The next badge, Fast Twitch. Now, if you know what this joint does, it speeds up standing layups or dunks around the rim. So pretty much what this is going to be doing, you're going to be able to get dunks at a way higher rate, but when you get Fast Twitch alongside Rise Up, you're going to get way faster dunk animations. So when I give y'all boys the best dunk packages, those dunk packages are going to get even better for y'all big man, because you get a badge that just makes it that much faster. So yeah, man, Fast Twitch with the combo of Rise Up with Posterizer is amazing. In my opinion, it's just amazing. I don't know if Fast Twitch also works alongside with Lob City Fast Finisher with lob finishes, but that would be amazing too. That would actually be amazing too. So yeah. Then when it comes to other badges you could possibly go with for big man, Grace Under Pressure, Putback Boss are all in my eyes. So I'm trying to think what I should really go with for this next badge. Even Mouse in the House. Honestly, what I'm gonna actually go with, I'm gonna just go ahead and go with Grace Under Pressure. Now, Grace Under Pressure, this is going to be for whenever you do a close shot, it's pretty much just gonna make it go in at the highest rate possible. So yeah, if you're a person that's really gonna be going up with a lot of stuff in the paint, and you don't get a dunk animation, this is gonna be a badge. It's gonna be a saving grace. It's just that simple. Now, Miles in the House, if you feel like you're gonna be going against very disadvantaged like height, I could see you going with that instead. But I feel like a lot of big men on current gen are gonna be around the same height, and a lot of big men on next gen are going to be around the same height. Now, if you get like a switch with a guard on you, I feel like you're gonna make that at a high rate regardless, because they actually made like hands up defense matter. They made like height matter regardless of having a badge like Mouse in the House. So I don't even know if you 100% even really need that. Another badge I kind of want to put on for big man is Giant Slayer, because of the last part reduces the possibility of getting blocked, but that might be when matched up or mismatched against a tall defender, but it does say and after that. So I'm not gonna take that risk though for y'all boys. And for this last badge, like I said, I don't feel like Mouse in the House is the craziest badge. Now, post score badges are depending on if you are a post score build, so I'm not gonna actually even put that. The last badge I'm gonna actually put on is Putback Boss. Now, for the big man, I'm gonna actually side and side, because you can't go wrong with either of these two for the last badge. Putback Boss is gonna pretty much get increased in shot percentage when attempting a putback after an offensive rebound. Pretty much it's gonna make you dunk more after an offensive rebound. You're gonna have a higher percentage of making the layup if it does a layup after an offensive rebound. So yeah, that's another thing. But Facility Finisher is gonna get you the best animation possible for every single situation. Then when it comes to a lot of different things, you put a certain layup package on with Facility Finisher, it gets even better and stuff like that. So yeah, that is going to be the best finishing badge setup for guards and bigs. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the shooting. Alright, so for the shooting, honestly, I don't know if I really need to do a big man. So when it comes to the shooting, the dedicated shooting badge setup video, I'll go over 2 for that one. But for this video, to not make this too long, I'm gonna just go for a 1, and this is gonna be kind of a universal badge. So when it comes to the best shooting badges in the game right now, the best shooting badge in the game, hands down in my opinion, is Hall of Fame Sniper. Sniper pretty much exaggerates the impact of good and poor shot timing. It's pretty much what we thought flexible release would have did, but it didn't do. Jump shots taken with slightly early, late timing will receive a boost, while early or late shots will receive a bigger penalty, and very early and very late just have no chance of pretty much going in. So yeah, Sniper, just a very good badge to just make you be that as consistent as possible. And I swear to you that Sniper actually extends the green window to make it that much easier to get greens. So yeah, Sniper at all aspects, it covers a lot of different things. Now for the next 2 badges, you really can't go wrong. For this next badge, it really depends on your preference. See me, I'm a Deadeye person, but I'm gonna go ahead and include both of these in one tier. Deadeye and Blinders, because they're kind of even in my opinion for what badge should be next. Deadeye is reducing the impact of a defender who is closing out. Jump shots taken with a defender closing out receive less of a penalty from a shot contest. On current gen, I feel like you get less consistent shot contest. On next gen, you get really consistent shot contests, but you can green anything when they don't have their hands up. So it kind of gets a little iffy. But then when it comes to blinders, becomes unfazed by defenders from the side. So pretty much for people that like the crab, that badge is gonna be a lot better to you than that eye. So yeah, that just really depends on your play style for that one. I feel like people that use screens, blinders, people are gonna love that. People that ISO and like the crab, people are gonna love that. But Deadeye, pretty much any type of closeout, it's gonna be good. So yeah, pretty much that's how that goes in my opinion. The next badge, Limitless Spot Up. Now people, if you're trying to figure out what's range extender is kind of 2 badges now, or Limitless range is kind of 2 badges now. Limitless Spot Up and Chef. Chef is for off the dribble. Limitless Spot Up is for all the people that just like to shoot regular standstill shots. Now you can shoot this off a dribble, all different types of scenarios, but Limitless Spot Up is definitely in my opinion the best of those 2, definitely. So yeah, it's just gonna make it that much easier to shoot from deep. It's that simple. Then when it comes to the next badge, you go with a lot of badges. Green Machine, High Zone Hunter. You go with a lot of badges, but the badge I'm gonna actually go with is High Zone Hunter. Boost the shot percentage for attempts taken in a player's favorite spot. So pretty much when you get hot zones, it's gonna become easier to shoot. Then when you get High Zone Hunter on top of that, it's gonna become way easier. So in a game like this where shooting is already easy, you get hot zones on top of that, it's gonna become easier. And High Zone Hunter on top of that, it's just gonna make the game just pretty much as easy as it possibly could be. So yeah, man, High Zone Hunter, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, that just is what it is. It does exactly what it says it does. Now a badge that they actually took out, I'm just not noticing, is Hot Start, but I'm not even surprised that they took that out, to be honest. I'm gonna be real with you, I'm not really surprised. Now when it comes to this next badge, again, we could go with a lot of badges, but in my opinion, this is gonna be another new badge that we pretty much didn't have. Now if you was a big man, catch and shoot, corner specialist, like you use a spot, if you use a spot up, you probably would have had that on by now. But honestly, I probably wouldn't put it on yet still, to be honest with you. So yeah, when it comes to this next badge though, I'm trying to figure out, do I want to go with a catch and shoot or corner specialist type badge, or do I want to go with a new badge that I feel like could be arguably better? And I'm gonna actually go with Green Machine just to be safe. And yeah, Green Machine, in my opinion, is going to be the next badge. Increases the bonus given for consecutive excellent releases. It works the same way it's always worked. When you get that first green, it's gonna be harder than pretty much, you know what I'm saying, it regularly is. Then the second green kind of gets closer to what the normal green window is, and then the third green is bigger than what the regular green window is, and then the green window gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more consecutive green releases you get. And then as soon as you miss, you might actually, or as soon as you don't get a green, pretty much you still have a crazy high make percentage, because the way it's working is every time you get a green consecutively, your make percentage is going up, but you guys got to restart the cycle of the greens. It's just that simple. So yeah, Green Machine is the badge I actually will put on right there. Then for this last badge, you could go with a lot of different badges. You could go with catch and shoot, corner specialist, even clutch shooter, but the badge I'm gonna actually go with for video purposes is lucky number 7. So pretty much this is a badge that pretty much gives a boost to your mid-range 3-pointer tips within the first 7 seconds of possession, and depending on how early you get, it actually becomes even higher. So if you're a person that likes to get off shots early in the shot clock, this is gonna be a good badge for you. Like me, this is a good badge for me. But if you just want to be safe, go ahead, put on corner specialist or catch and shoot. I would probably say corner specialist is more of a universal badge, because you can use this in more situations than just catching and shooting. So yeah, I would say corner specialist would be the next badge I would go with. And yeah, that's pretty much the badge that I would go with for a universal shooting badge setup. Alright, so when it comes to the best playmaking badge setups in the game, honestly, I don't feel like we need to have a multitude of badge setups for this. So pretty much self-explanatory for the big man. Instead of going with a lot of these dribbling badges, you would go with badges like Floor General, Dimer, if you was able to actually get this. So yeah, obviously you would go with badges like Break Starter, Floor General, and Dimer. But me personally, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? The big man badge setup for playmaking is kind of self-explanatory. You're just gonna put on all the passing badges instead of putting all the guard badges. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make this as universal as possible. So, first badge when it comes to the playmaking badge setup is going to be Quick First Step. Quick First Step is pretty much the badge in the game. I ain't gonna lie. In my opinion, I'd probably say it's the best badge or most needed badge, especially at the game when it's off rip like this. Yeah, because it's, you know what I'm saying, them AIs, especially on next gen, are crazy. people's defense is crazy, so yeah, you definitely want to have quick first step as high as possible, and that's the first badge you want to put on. It's just that simple. That's what I would say or advise for anybody. For anybody. This is not just no regular, this is for anybody. So yeah. Then when it comes to the next badge, what I've been using lately is stop and go, but if I'm saying like a multitude of people, I probably go with a badge like Unpluckable, because the steal rating is just that overpowered. The steal rating this year is just that overpowered, and I honestly feel like the stamina issue is not nearly as big as it's been in previous years, especially if you get 99 stamina on your build on next gen. You're gonna be perfectly fine, I'm gonna be honest with you. So yeah, I would go with Unpluckable. It reduces the chances of getting stripped by the defender. Now, I wonder if this, no, yeah, this is only for dribble moves, so I guess that's why they came with a badge called Unstrippable for the finishing. So yeah, that makes sense. The next badge I would go with is Handles for Days. Handles for Days pretty much reduces the amount of energy lost from performing dribble moves. So for people that really have an issue with trying to dribble as long as possible, Handles for Days is gonna be the badge, especially for you. You might even have that higher. So yeah. Then when it comes to the next badge, the way I would probably do it, if it was my badge setup, I would probably go here to pretty much get as many ankle breakers as possible. I know there was a problem on current gen where people was getting like error coded and stuff like that, but I think that's fixed now anyway. But yeah, it improves the likelihood of freezing or dropping a defender during dribble moves, and ankle breaker is pretty overpowered again this year. So yeah, ankle breaker would be the next badge I would go with. Then the next badge I would probably go with is Bullet Passer. Bullet Passer improves a player's ability to quickly pass the ball. If you're an ISO player uses screens, especially an ISO player though, Bullet Passer is just a badge that you 100% just have to have. It just don't make your passes just that much faster. And when I'm saying much faster, I mean much faster. It's just that simple. So yeah, that's pretty much what I would go with for the next badge. The next badge I would go with after that would be Quick Chain or Hyperdrive. Now, this is depending on what you really want. So Hyperdrive is pretty much dribbling skills while on the move. So pretty much it's gonna be making you faster while on the move when dribbling with moving. But Quick Chain pretty much is going to improve the ability to quickly chain combos together. So if you're a dribbler, Quick Chain is gonna be important for you. But if you are a person that like to do a lot of dribble moves when you're on the move, that could be more important for you. So if you're a guard, I can see those two being the next badge. But if we being universal with it, I'ma go with Floor General. Now, this might be a badge that's not nearly as necessary as last year, but it's still a good badge to have because it's still gonna give you +4 or +3 depending on what your max would be. You know what I'm saying? You're still gonna be able to get that +4 to +3 on people's attributes, and that's just a really good thing to be able to do. So yeah, it's gonna make it that much easier to shoot, or maybe make you faster to dribble. It can make it a lot of things happen, and yeah, that's what I would just say about that. And then for the last badge on the playmaking is going to be Dimer. Dimer pretty much boosts the shot percentage for open teammates on jump shots after catching a pass, and yeah, when in the half court, passes by Dimers to open shooters yield a shot percentage boost. So open shots already go in like crazy on this game. So if I'm saying Dimer, I usually will have Dimer and Floor General a lot higher, but shooting, especially when it being weighted based off how the contest is, Dimer and Floor General aren't as important, but you could say that it's still very important in the game in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I would still put those at the last two badges at the least on a badge setup. So yeah, that is going to be the best playmaking badge setup in NBA 2K22. Alright, so last but not least is going to be the defensive rebounding. Now when it comes to defensive rebounding, I don't see a world where I even could possibly try to make this universal, because the big man and guard badge setup are just so different. So I'm gonna do a guard one and a big one just like I did for the finishing. So first one I'm gonna go over is going to be the guard, just like I did on the finishing. So first badge I would go with on the guard, hands down, is clamps. Clamps pretty much boost the ability to stay in front of the ball handler on the perimeter, and especially on a game like this where you don't slide, you just feel so rewarded actually putting a badge like this to play better defense. So yeah, clamps is the first badge I would go with on a guard. It's just that simple. The next badge, menace. Now this might actually be one of the most broken badges in the game. If you remember how that it was, I think it was defensive stopper. I don't know what the actual badge, I don't remember what it was called, but if you know what I'm talking about, it was a badge that pretty much dropped ratings, dropped badges, and it was a defensive badge. I just don't remember the exact name, but if you know, you know. This was on like games like 2K. I think it was even on 18, 19, 17, 16, 15, but they just took it out on 20. But yeah, Menace, a player known for harassing their matchup while on defense. That's not all it does. While guarding and staying in front of your opponent, their attributes will drop if good defense is being played. It also actually negates badges. Now, I don't know to what extent it does that, but it does do that. But yeah, pretty much Menace, just a very, very good badge, very overpowered badge, and that's the second most important badge. I can see people saying it's the most important, but I feel like you gotta have, to be able to play harassing defense, you have to have clamps. So I feel like they pretty much go hand in hand. It just makes clamps even more overpowered, and clamps makes that Menace badge more overpowered. So yeah, I would pretty much still go with clamps first. So for the next badge I would go with on a guard, it would have to be Intimidator. The Intimidator intimidates offensive players, causing them to miss shots more often. They actually made this badge a badge that you literally had to have. So say for instance you're a person that don't put your hands up a lot, Intimidator might not be the craziest badge for you because you're not going to get consistent shot contests that you possibly should. But if you put your hands up as much as possible on shots, the Intimidator is going to be a very, very amazing badge for you. It's going to be very amazing. Pretty much it's going to get you the best shot contest no matter where you at, from perimeter or in the interior. It's just that simple. So that could be pretty much universal for bigs and guards. It's just that simple. So when it comes to the next badge, you could go with a lot of badges. Pickpocket, Interceptor, Chase Down Artist, a lot of these badges. Ball Stripper even. But what I'm gonna actually go with is Pickpocket. Pickpocket on this game is extremely good. It's extremely good. Improves a player's ability to steal the ball from a ball handler. And Mike Wang said the tiers of ball, getting on ball steals is in tiers from 70, 80, and 90. But I know for a fact the last tier is at 99. That 99 steal, I've seen it firsthand, very, very overpowered. So yeah, Pickpocket will have to be the next badge. The next badge I would go with for guards is Interceptor. That's going to be having you in them lanes, getting as many tip passes, catch the ball as much as possible, getting better animations and stuff like that. So yeah, the fifth most important badge for a guard badge setup for the defense side would be Interceptor, hands down. Then when it comes to the next badges, I would go with, you go with a couple badges, but I feel like by far the next badge I would probably go with is Chase Down Artist. When going pretty much Chase Down Artist, the way it works is when you put it to bronze, you unlock the Chase Down block animation. You go up in tiers on it. It just makes you run faster and jump that much higher on these Chase Down block animations. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works. And yeah, that's what I would say. Now, for this last badge, you literally could go with a lot of ways. You could go a lot of ways. Rim Protector, if that's what you want, because Rim Protector is very broken, even on guards. So if you want to just be able to block people as much as possible, Rim Protector is going to be for you. Rebound Chaser, if you want to be able to get rebounds on your guard, you can go with that. You go with a lot of these badges. Pick Dodger for sure should be. I probably should have put this around. I probably should have actually put this right after Intimidator because screens are actually pretty overpowered. Or Ball Stripper. I'm gonna go with Pick Dodger just to make sure I don't tweak. So yeah, Pick Dodger improves the player's ability to navigate through screens effectively on defense. Improves the player's ability to navigate through and around screens while on defense at the Hall of Fame level. Can blow through screens in the park or blacktop. So they actually made this extremely useful. It's not one of those badges that you just had to have on. It's actually just a really good badge now. So yeah, Pick Dodger I would say definitely is the next badge. I was probably gonna say like Ball Stripper, but I kind of was tweaking on Pick Dodger to leave this off for that long. So yeah, that would be the badges I would put on for sure. Those are the badges I just feel like you just have to have in some capacity on a guard badge setup for the defense. Alright, so when it comes to the big man is a little bit different. Not even a little bit, it's a lot of difference. So first things first, when it comes to the big man, the most important badge to have on, I would say probably Rim Protector, but the first badge you probably should put on is Rebound Chaser because every big man you're gonna go against is gonna have max Rebound Chaser. So I would say that's the first badge I would put on. The next badge is Rim Protector. Now, Rebound Chaser, why would you put that on? It's gonna help you get more rebounds and stuff like that. And a lot of people are gonna be putting that on first. So yeah, they just wanna be able to get as many rebounds as possible off rip, and that's gonna help them get badges. So a lot of people do that. So I would say go with Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser because it's just gonna put you at a real disadvantage because everything on this game matters. Badges matter, attributes matter, so you wanna make sure that you're not at a disadvantage at getting rebounds because getting rebounds could be the difference between having a possession. And that's a big thing. So yeah, I would say Rebound Chaser. Then Rim Protector, this badge is extremely overpowered, especially on next gen. But on current gen, it's still good. It's just not as overpowered as it is on next gen. On next gen, with the dunk meter being how it is, with dunking taking as much skill as it does, and blocking being as good as it is, the Rim Protector is just overpowered. It improves the ability to block shots, lessens the likelihood of getting dunked on, so it's going to be canceling out badges like Posterizer and unlock special block animation. So yeah, Rim Protector, it does a lot. I think the one thing that I noticed though, it doesn't do the takeover thing. I think when it comes to badges boosting takeovers, none of them do that anymore. So I guess they took that out off of Rim Protector, which is kind of cool, but kind of on current gen, it kind of would have made sense for them to keep those, because on next gen they have perks, current gen they don't, but it is what it is. So yeah, Rim Protector, in my opinion, could be arguably the most broken badge in the game, but for now we're gonna keep that at Hall of Fame in the second most important badge, or the most important badge for big man, but the second badge we put on for big man pretty much. So yeah, when it comes to this next badge, you could go with a lot of badges, I'm gonna be honest with you, but what I'm gonna go with, me personally, I'm gonna go with Brick Wall. This is gonna help you set as good a screens possible. Now, this badge is now with Brick Wall went from being a badge that was only for screens, then it turned into two badges such as Brick Wall and Bruiser. We got another badge that this badge has become. It's now Brick Wall, Bruiser, and Moving Truck. This badge makes it tougher for defenders to get around screens and harder for offensive players to back you down. So yeah, man, Brick Wall is just that badge that's just amazing. So yeah, at the bottom it says, if increases effectiveness of screens, is tough to back down in the post and drains energy from opponents on physical contact. So yeah, man, Brick Wall is that badge this year, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's that badge this year. So for all the people that's trying to figure out where Moving Truck is, all the people on next gen that's trying to figure out why is Brick Wall on interior defense, because it's Moving Truck too now. So yeah, Brick Wall, I ain't gonna lie, they be buffing that badge on some secret stuff a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. Next badge, hands down, is Intimidator. Pretty much like I was saying on the guards, Intimidator is such an important badge because it's gonna get you the best shot contest no matter what you're doing on the perimeter or in the interior, and shot contest is extremely important, especially if you're a person that plays with your hands up. So yeah, Intimidator, definitely the next badge I would go with. Just leave it at that. When it comes to the next badge, you can go with a lot of badges. You could go with badges like Box and Worm. Me personally, I wouldn't go with that next. I would go with Interceptor. You're gonna have to be in them lanes as much as possible, getting as many tips, getting as many catches, and yeah, Interceptor is just a very good badge to have on for passing lane steals. So yeah, I would go with Interceptor as that next badge for my badge setup. Then when it comes to the next badge after that, I would actually go with Chase Down Artist. Chase Down Artist is going to be boosting the speed and leaping ability of a player when chasing down an offensive player in anticipation of a block. So pretty much, Chase Down Artist, like I was saying on the guards, you unlock the chase down block animations at bronze. Then when you go from silver to gold to Hall of Fame, you're just gonna run that faster and jump that much higher. So yeah, pretty much what it does. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty much that simple. So yeah, a badge like Pogo Stick, I gotta test a little bit more to be able to say that I think they did make this a lot better. But yeah, this could be even after a jump shot. So yeah, Pogo Stick could be a lot better for like undersized big. So if you making a big on current gen, I know a lot of people are going undersized. Pogo Stick might be a really good badge for you. But this next badge is kind of, you know what I'm saying? You can go a lot of ways, from Box, Worm, Pogo Stick, even Pickpocket, even a badge like Menace. But the badge I'm gonna go with is Clamps. I just feel like Clamps is just that badge this year, man. It just makes defense feel so rewarding. The sliding, you know what I'm saying, is nowhere near what it was. It's pretty much non-existent now. You're gonna be able to get as many bumps as possible, and it's just gonna make you play that much better defense as a whole. So yeah, that is the badge setup I would say for the big man when it comes to the defensive. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be the best badge setups for all categories, from finishing, guards and bigs, shooting universal, playmaking universal, and defensive guards and bigs. But yeah, man, if you guys want more videos like this, all you gotta do is smash, break, and destroy the like button. I will be doing dedicated badge setup videos for this, but when it comes to dedicated badge videos for every category, ranking every badge for every category, I will be doing tier lists like that on the backup, but I will be doing rankings videos on the main, but it's not gonna be going over every badge. It's gonna probably be like a top 5 for each category, like I've always done. So yeah, man, that's going to be the end of this video. Like I said, go ahead, smash, break, and destroy that like button. If you want more videos like this, hit that sub button if you're new. Be on that road to 250K. So I really appreciate it if everybody do the channel, hit that sub button, turn on notifications, the first to every single one of my videos. Share this video to anybody you think this will help. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man. And I'm out there, man.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah! And roll, 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 roll. I wanna rock and roll. You can tell by my clothes. I get high as fuck every day. I think I see a UFO.